A massive explosion shook homes across the United States. Windows rattled, people ran outside in panic, and for a moment, many believed something catastrophic had just happened. But what actually caused it came from space. On the morning of March 17th, the city of Cleveland, Ohio, was just beginning its day under a calm, clear sky. But what started as an ordinary morning was about to be shattered by an extraordinary event from deep space. Without warning, a powerful meteor tore through the atmosphere high above the city. It didn't just streak across the sky, it detonated in a brilliant concussive blast. The result was a massive sonic boom that radiated outwards for hundreds of miles, a window-rattling explosion that echoed across multiple states and left countless residents wondering what had just happened. Immediately, the reports began to flood in. 911 dispatchers and local authorities were inundated with calls. On social media, feeds lit up with first-hand accounts from Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, and even further afield. People described a startlingly loud boom that shook their homes, followed by a bright, silent fireball streaking through the sky. The initial confusion was palpable. Was it an earthquake? An explosion? The sheer volume and geographic spread of the reports pointed to something much larger, an event that had occurred high above the clouds. The first concrete clues emerged from an ever-watchful network of digital eyes. Security cameras, doorbell cams, and dash cams all captured the critical moment the sky flashed. In clip after clip, a quick, intense bloom of light momentarily turned dawn into day, startling birds from their roosts. The glow faded in an instant, but the footage was invaluable. By synchronizing the time codes and triangulating the different camera angles, investigators could begin to piece together the fireball's trajectory and pinpoint the exact time of its explosive entry. In newsrooms across the region, the story was escalating from a local curiosity to a major breaking event. Producers and journalists worked frantically, verifying the flood of calls and social media posts. They pulled satellite feeds and, crucially, weather radar data, which showed a strange, fleeting signature consistent with a debris cloud. On monitors, the security camera clips played on a loop as editors cross-referenced the visuals with the growing map of sonic boom reports. The pieces were coming together, and they were preparing to go live with the astonishing truth. Witnesses described a glowing fireball streaking across the sky, bright enough to be seen even during the day. The meteor lit up the sky for several seconds, something extremely rare for a daytime event. Some said it looked like a missile. Others thought it was an explosion in the distance. Dashcams recorded a bright streak sliding across windshields. Drivers paused, asking if it was lightning or a jet, as phones lit up with alert pings. In parks, play stopped mid-swing. Parents pointed upward while a thin contrail softened and unraveled in the hazy morning light. Moments after the brilliant flash vanished, a profound silence hung in the air. Then came the boom. Not a sharp crack, but a deep, resonant concussion. A low-frequency wave so powerful it was felt as much as it was heard, a physical presence announcing its arrival with undeniable force. This powerful shockwave, traveling outward at the speed of sound, was an invisible tsunami of compressed air. As it rolled across the landscape, it shook homes, rattled windows violently in their frames, and clattered dishes in cupboards. For the thousands of people caught in its path, it was a moment of pure instinctual alarm. The sound wave's journey was extraordinary, crossing state lines and even into a second time zone. This vast acoustic footprint triggered widespread confusion. With no obvious source, people's minds raced for an explanation. Was it an earthquake? A military exercise? The uncertainty was as unsettling as the boom itself. In the minutes that followed, emergency and weather service phone lines surged with calls. Calm, professional operators meticulously logged the locations and timestamps of each report. As the data poured in, a pattern began to emerge on their screens, allowing them to begin triangulating the epicenter of what residents had both heard and felt. On the ground, the shockwave rolled through quiet suburban streets, its passing marked by the eerie rattling of trash can lids. On-screen audio meters spiked dramatically, visualizing the invisible pressure pulse as it swept past. Inside homes, the event was captured on countless private cameras. Baby monitors showed mobiles swaying, disturbed by the vibration. In living rooms, startled pets bolted from their sleeping spots. Then, just as quickly as it began, the motion settled, leaving behind a lingering sense of unease and a mystery that begged to be solved. This wasn't just a small space rock. Experts say the meteor weighed up to 7 tons and was traveling at around 45,000 miles per hour. When it exploded in the atmosphere, it released energy equal to hundreds of tons of TNT. Scientists estimated the blast's energy at hundreds of tons of TNT. Visual models show how that energy converts into pressure waves that humans hear as a deep, rolling boom. Regional seismographs recorded the airburst clearly. The timestamp lined up with eyewitness videos and confirmed the event's strength and altitude. The story of the Ohio meteor begins not with a bang, but as a silent blip on a screen. It was first detected by sophisticated atmospheric monitoring systems about 50 miles above Lake Erie, a solitary object entering the upper reaches of the mesosphere. At this altitude, the air is almost a vacuum, offering little resistance. For a few brief moments, it was just a cold, dark rock, continuing its cosmic journey completely unseen from the ground below. But that silence was fleeting. As it plunged deeper, the meteor began to encounter denser atmosphere, compressing the air in its path with incredible force. This compression, not friction, generated immense heat, transforming the object into a brilliant fireball. It raced southeast across the sky at a speed of nearly 45,000 miles per hour, traveling more than 30 miles through the sky in a matter of seconds before the mounting pressure became too much to bear. High above the cloud deck, a vivid track marked the meteor's violent passage from Lake Erie toward Ohio. This wasn't smoke, but a trail of superheated, ionized air and vaporized rock, a glowing scar that lingered in the stratosphere. As the main body succumbed to the atmospheric stress, the trail thinned and feathered, a clear sign that fragments had begun to separate and follow their own chaotic paths. Across fields and small towns, the morning routine was shattered. People looked up, shielding their eyes against the sun to follow the strange, silent line that had been drawn across the sky where the fireball had just passed. Many initially mistook it for a plane crash. The trail was so distinct and unsettling. Dashboard cameras and home security systems, running unobserved, captured a spectacle that most human eyes missed in the moment. As the main body broke apart, a cascade of smaller pieces was created. Most of these fragments ablated almost instantly, burning up into microscopic sparks and dust. They glowed with a final, brilliant flash before fading harmlessly into the upper air, their journey ending tens of thousands of feet above the ground. But a few, the hardiest survivors of this fiery ordeal, would continue their fall. So why did it explode before hitting Earth? The answer lies in something called a meteor airburst. When meteors enter Earth's atmosphere at extreme speeds, the pressure and heat cause them to explode mid-air, creating a shockwave. Moments later, the shock front arrived. Leaves shivered, windows flexed, and neighbors stepped outside, listening for a second report that never came. That loud explosion people heard wasn't from impact. It was from the meteor breaking the sound barrier. This created a sonic boom strong enough to shake homes. The sonic boom rippled through suburbs. Porch chimes jumped, puddles ringed, and a few car alarms chirped as the pressure wave moved on. Audio analyses show a low-frequency spike, classic airburst signature, traveling across counties at the speed of sound. This wasn't just a local event. The meteor was visible across a huge area, from Wisconsin to Maryland. That's hundreds of miles, making it one of the most widely seen meteor events in recent times. From Milwaukee to Detroit to Pittsburgh and Baltimore, skylines shared the same brief flare, a single event seen across a vast footprint. Out on rural roads, drivers stopped and stared upward as the contrail thinned in the golden morning light. So, did it actually hit Earth? The answer is, maybe. Experts believe most of it burned up, but small fragments could have landed in Ohio. If any pieces reached the ground, they would be small, dark stones with a thin fusion crust and thumbprint-like pits, clues for careful collectors. Within minutes, social media exploded. Over 100+ eyewitness reports described a bright fireball and loud boom. Videos started going viral, and the mystery quickly turned into a global story. Headlines cascaded worldwide as outlets confirmed a meteor airburst. Verified clips replaced rumors, turning confusion into a clear timeline. Events like this are rare, especially during daylight. Most meteors go unnoticed, but this one was different. Experts say this was a once-in-a-lifetime type event for many witnesses. This event will enter meteor databases and research papers. The measurements help refine models and improve future skywatch alerts. The good news? Events like this are usually harmless. Earth's atmosphere protects us by burning up most meteors before they reach the ground. After the scare, routines resumed. A kettle whistled, conversations restarted, and the neighborhood settled back into everyday life. But this event is also a reminder. Space is constantly active. Thousands of space rocks enter Earth's atmosphere every year, but only a few create moments like this. By morning, calm blue sky stretched over Ohio. The moment had passed, leaving only stories and data behind. For a few seconds, the sky lit up, and the Earth shook. A reminder that even from millions of miles away, space can still touch our world. And above it all, the universe carries on, its tiny visitors sometimes reminding us how close space truly is.